You guys, welcome back to King Oles, and yes, apparently Gervonta Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis, should I say, versus Frank Martin fight has been agreed. This will happen in the spring or early summer, apparently, according to Michael Benson on Twitter, who is a very reliable source, of course. Honestly, my overall thoughts on this, I think it's a great fight. I really do. It's a fight that I've wanted to see, and I feel like it is the fight to make for both guys, to be fair. While we've obviously got Loma versus Cambosis going on as well for the IBF title, we got Shakur Stevenson. God knows what's going to be going on with him. Apparently, he's retired. But yeah, and then we've got Tank versus Frank Martin. This is the fight to make, in my opinion. And I feel like it's going to be a fairly competitive one. Definitely more competitive than what Tank versus Ryan Garcia was. I think Martin can win this fight. I'm not saying he will. I do think Tank will win. But as of now, I think Tank will win. But you can't count Martin out. Frank Martin can win this fight, in my opinion. 100% he can. There are ways for him to win. If we look at both guys, then obviously Martin, he's a very powerful puncher, got very quick hands as well, and he's a very explosive puncher as well. Frank Martin. We look at Tank. Tank's very patient with his work. Takes his time even after he's dropped. He takes his time, and he's both guys are very good to watch. Tank's got very good IQ, and Tank's very calm and composed when he's in there. He switches stances a little bit as well, confusing you, trying to put you off guard. It's an interesting fight, to be honest with you. It is. Both guys are really skillful guys, and both guys have big power in that lightweight division. These two are two of the hardest hitters in the division. Tank's most definitely the hardest hitter. Frank Martin, in my opinion, is up there. I know people will say, oh, yeah, Frank Martin hasn't really fought any, real live dogs in there, which, Frank Martin's definitely not been in there with the opposition that Tank's been in there with. That being said as well, I think I see people really underrating Tank's resume. Tank's resume is really underrated, in my opinion. He's got some good names on there, to be fair. He's got some good wins. Obviously, Ryan Garcia, Rolly, Pitbull. He's got Santa Cruz on there as well. He's got some good solid wins on there, to be honest with you. Garcia, I mean, look, he's got good wins on there, Tank, to be fair. Frank Martin hasn't really fought anyone at that level yet. And honestly, though, I do think that this fight will be the toughest of both of their careers. Tank would definitely be the toughest test for Frank Martin. And I do think Frank Martin's going to be able to pose a threat to Tank. He can. He's good with his attacks, Frank Martin. Mixes it up well. He's got really, really, really good offense. Defends himself well as well. But Martin, to be fair, he hasn't really got... I don't think he's got too much head movement. But, he has got a good, solid high guard when someone's coming at him, though. Tank's got it all, to be honest with you. Tank, honestly, in my opinion, is the full package. He's got the power, got the quick hands, got the unpredictability. I mean, both guys are really unpredictable with their attacks, to be fair. But I think Tank wins this based on, being in there with the better guys overall, doing it at a higher level. And I just feel like Tank's overall boxing IQ is better than Frank Martin's, to be fair. And I feel like with how patient Tank is, he's eventually, I think, going to be able to force Frank Martin into getting a little bit too overeager. Kind of like what happened with Garcia when he got knocked down. I feel like Garcia got a bit overeager when he went in for his attack, when he got knocked down that first time, and Tank was able to catch him off guard with a big shot. And I feel like that's going to be similar here. Martin's going to get overeager at some point. Martin's going to be getting some good success, though. And, Martin's going to be doing a better fight, putting up a better fight than Garcia. Martin's definitely a tougher stylistic matchup for Tank, in my opinion. Doesn't keep his chin really high in the air. Martin has got a good high guard. And, Martin stays very calm and composed as well. It's a good fight, and both guys really unpredictable, good, and they're explosive as well. Both guys' shins are going to be really tested here. But, you know, I trust Tank to win this fight a lot more than I do Frank Martin. Just based on the competition, really, to be fair. And I feel like that's going to play a big factor. Tank being in there with the better competition is really going to push him for a win here. But I feel like the big thing which we need to think about, a big thing that we do need to think about, which could favour Frank Martin, is his stamina. He's got really, really, really good cardio, Frank Martin. And, you know, Tank's got decent cardio as well, but I don't think he's got as good of cardio as Frank Martin does. If this fight goes late on, then, again, this could be interesting, because if Frank Martin, you know, is able to up the pace in those later rounds, and it could be interesting. But to be fair, though, Tank does time himself well. He and you know, he sets a good pace for himself in the fight. If Tank's able to dictate the pace, though, going into the later rounds, then, you know, we could be a different story, because, you know, Tank does time himself well. We never really have in Tank's career, we've never really seen him tire himself out, though. But I do think overall, you know, well, we know for a fact Martin can fight at a really good, high, fast pace for a while. But when he's in there with Tank, though, it could be different, though, because Tank's someone who is going to be able to break Frank Martin down. We know how good Tank's body shots are and just how powerful Tank is. He will be able to break Frank Martin down. And that's something that a lot of Frank Martin's opponents haven't been able to do, haven't been able to break him down. And let's be real, Frank Martin's never really been taken into any deep waters in any of his fights. He hasn't. He's not really ever been taken into any deep waters. Tank's going to take Frank Martin into deep waters, 100%. And it's a dangerous fight for Frank Martin. But, you know, look, fair play. Like, I'm really happy that this fight's being made. And fair play to both guys, putting their unbeaten streaks on the line. Putting their own on the line. It's good to see, and I do feel like that this is the fight to make right now for both guys. And then, you know, whoever wins this can have a big rest of 2024. Ideally, you know, I would have liked to see, hopefully we can get this done. Hopefully, you know, it gets agreed for May. And then, I mean, it could be a big year for Tank if he gets a win. Possibly, you never know, he could move up, fight Devin Haney. Or we could possibly see the winner in Lomachenko, or the winner of this versus Lomachenko or Kambosos, or possibly we get a Shakur Stevenson fight with some of them. Like, you know, it's a big year for the winner of this fight, to be fair. There's like at least like one or two big fights to be made for the winner of this fight in 2024. 100% there is, especially for Tank, because Tank's Tank right now, he's a massive name. Of course, there's a lot of people talking about him, but, you know, look, both guys very entertaining. I like both fighters. It's gonna be an interesting fight. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see a good show. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, King Ols. Speak to you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.